Hi, I'm Marco. RelayPlay is a podcast player I build on my own in my spare time, a small one-man show. I didn't create it because the world desperately needed another podcast player. I created it because I kept hitting the same problems in my listening routine. I listen to daily news, long series, knowledge podcasts, and shows where I really only care about the newest episode. But most players treat all of them in almost exactly the same way. RelayPlay is my attempt to solve those problems a little differently. For me, the real problem isn't simply a long list. A number doesn't tell me what I want to hear next. Daily news, a long series, and a knowledge podcast play different roles in my day. But new episodes usually end up next to each other, sorted by date and somehow all equally important. If I stop listening for a few days, it isn't just my library that grows. Something that should be enjoyable quickly turns into a to-do list. With a series, I don't want to jump straight to the newest episode. Maybe I stopped at episode 12 weeks ago, and that is where I want to continue. With catch-up, I deliberately choose that starting point. RelayPlay takes me forward, one episode at a time in the right order. New episodes can arrive without losing my place or making me rebuild the queue. I can see where I am, what comes next, and when I have caught up. The goal isn't to check off everything quickly, it is to find my way back into the story and stay until I catch up, not until I give up. With daily news, it is often the exact opposite. Yesterday's edition doesn't become more important just because I missed it. If a new episode is already available today, that is usually the one I want to hear. Latest keeps the newest edition ready, and auto-skip can move the older one out of the way automatically when a new episode arrives. My flow stays current without making me clean it up every morning. Current instead of complete. Then there are podcasts I deliberately don't want to hear alone, or episodes where this simply isn't the right moment. With Hold, I don't bury them somewhere inside an endless saved list. The podcast gets a clear place for later. New episodes can collect there without pushing into what I am listening to right now. When the right moment arrives, RelayPlay plays them together from oldest to newest, not forgotten, not rediscovered by accident, saved deliberately for later. Those choices create the flow. It isn't a recommendation system pretending to know my taste better than I do. It is my listening plan. Catch up for what I want to catch up on. Latest for what should stay current. Hold for later. For a drive or trip, RelayPlay can prepare episodes and show their download status. Chapters help when an episode covers several topics, and CarPlay keeps the controls deliberately simple while I am on the road. The technology should stay quiet in the background. What matters is understanding why an episode is in my flow, because I decided it should be there, not because the list kept getting longer. RelayPlay doesn't solve every podcast problem, and it isn't meant to replace every other app. It is my attempt to take different listening intentions seriously instead of treating every episode the same. I build the app on my own, learn with every version, and of course I get things wrong sometimes. Some ideas work immediately, others only become clear through feedback, or get removed. That is exactly why honest feedback is so valuable for this project. RelayPlay isn't for everyone, but it might fit the way you listen. If your podcast backlog sometimes feels like work too, I would love to know how you deal with it. What should a podcast player do differently for you? And which episodes do you genuinely want to hear instead of just collecting them on an ever-growing list? Thanks for watching.